Hey guys, so quick updates. I haven't really been uploading videos that much because they've all been nothing but a bunch of gameplay, and my Blue Yeti broke, and now I have to deal with this crappy microphone, as you can tell, compared to my other videos. So yeah, but if you can hear me, good. But I just wanted to update everyone about this issue that wildcard hopes that no one else runs into, because apparently it's a rare case. I have screenshots of proof of them saying that. So yeah, this is to those who think I'm flexing. No, I did that in other videos. This one is to warn people who think about building big, because this might happen to you. So yeah. So what happened was, about a couple weeks ago, I'm gonna get back to the whole build limit and my base got destroyed. A little later, I want to go back a couple weeks and tell you some other things that have happened. I lost my character to Ragnarok. Apparently, it's happened to a bunch of people. So what happens is that Ragnarok is so freaking laggy. Sometimes it automatically does rollbacks, and people will transfer their characters, like I did, during a rollback, which makes you lose your character. So I'm going to be avoiding Ragnarok for a while because of that. So I am on a completely new character now. I put it at the exact same settings as the other one. So this one looks like the same one, but it's different. This one is 105 because the GM actually came in and helped me recover some tribes, and I have a clip of that. So yeah, he helped me get back in the tribe, but what happened after that? So now I have a new character now. It's 105, and it should be at least 130. Yeah, so got a new character, and after he had helped me get into the Aberration and Extinction tribes, 405 shut down. And it shut down for like 10 days. And during those 10 days, I was scared that the 405 base was going to auto-decay, because the Wyverns that I had on 504 decayed right in front of my face. So if the Extinction base is decayed, I'm pretty sure my 405 base is decayed, because I was on the 405 base before that. So I was thinking all my dinos on 405 decayed because I had all my Wyverns out, blah blah blah. And then about 6 days later, GM comes in and turns the server back on. I go in, I see that the timer is being refreshed. Woohoo! So the timers were paused during the entire time that it was down. So that was good news for everyone that played on 405. Cool. So we just gotta wait for it to come back up because it went right back down, like not even an hour after. And then a day or two later, it comes back on. I come in, and I see my bases. Half my base is missing. Look at this. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and skip this part because my mic decided to be garbage as soon as I went in game. But here's a screenshot of the damage. And you see the floor foundations are still intact, but the top is missing, which defies all decay logic. And that's originally what I thought it was originally, because the tribe log said that all the crap has been decayed, but as you see in the screenshot, if it decayed, you would think the floor would be gone. So I sent in a ticket, and then they had said that they unpurposely did it. But yeah. Note that I didn't get a warning in the tribe log. All that was in the tribe log was, oh, your wooden pillar decayed, blah 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 blah, spam spam spam. So at this point I'm thinking, well, I guess I just better rebuild. But then I looked at the decay patterns and it made no sense whatsoever. The bottom layer, the foundations, the whole floor was still there, but the top platform decayed. That made no sense to me. So I sent in this ticket, and then they told me what was going on. Then they said that, oh yeah, we did that. So like, if I hadn't put this ticket in, I would have rebuilt all of that just so they can do it again. They didn't send me a warning saying, oh, we highly recommend you to stay in the server build limits. They didn't say that. They said that to me after the fact I sent the ticket and was like, hey, what the heck's going on here? So like, really? Just keep that in mind. And then for those who are saying that, oh, they did it because I exploited, those are the people who have never hit the build limit and don't understand how the build limit works. I'm about to show you right now how the server build limit works, and then you tell me at the end of seeing how I explain how it works, you tell me if I'm wrong and if it's still an exploit. Okay, so just keep in mind this is a voiceover because the in-game mic decides to take a dump. So this is how the build limit works. Okay, so here's the pillar that I should pull out in a second. So here's a pillar. If you are in the build limit, you cannot place anything or fix anything. So if one of those ceilings break and it's in the build limit, I have to demolish everything around it until that number gets underneath 15,750. So as you can see, it's over that number. How did it get over that number? So all you have to do is you take that pillar and you move over some. But to keep it simple, I want to put this pillar in front of the teleport. We're going to keep track of that one number. I should come over to the teleport any second now. Alright, yeah. So the number is 15831. 15831. 15831. So now we are going to move out until we can build again, until the pillar turns green once again. And as you can tell, the more you build around it, the bigger it gets. So now it turns green. So I am able to build on that ceiling, but since the build limit is on the other ceiling, I cannot build there anymore. I can still, however, place the pillar right in front of that build limit. Now, when we go back to the teleport, I'm gonna have to craft another pillar. I believe I do. Boo doo boo doo 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 boo doo doo. Okay, so there's the other pillar. Now it was 18531. Now it is 15832. So the more you build around the build limit, the bigger the build limit gets. As you can tell, it is a bubble. There's a center. The more you build around this bubble, the bigger the bubble gets. And that's why my build limit at my base is about 25 foundations in diameter. As you see here, it is pretty far, and this is after they had wiped things from my base. This is after the fact. This is after they removed parts of my base because of server stability. Before they had wiped it, it was in the 20Ks. It is not an exploit. It's obviously intended because the pillar turns green. You're able to place it, which gives players the indication that it's okay to build. So after knowing that, tell me, is it still an exploit? Or is it ARK's fault? Alright, so now you guys are educated on how the build limit works. Every structure has its own bubble, which I think is a pillar's radius. That's why the numbers keep changing every ceiling you go, because that's how many structures are within that bubble of where that structure is at. So somebody want to explain to me why wildcard felt the need to go this far out of the build limit, and all of this was not in the build limit. All of this was green before the fact. And I believe I can pull out proof of that on my YouTube channel somewhere. I'd have to dig for it, but someone will explain to me why wildcard felt the need to go way out here to the point where the base with the build limits I can't even render in over here. They had to demolish stuff way out here in the ocean. As you can see, the bottom, the foundations are still there, so there's no reason for the top to be gone unless someone did it, which wildcard admitted that they did it in that screenshot earlier. Does somebody want to explain why wildcard is using the fact that I need to stay underneath the limits, which they were under the limits, because you can place more structures down because the structures turn up green. Someone want to explain why they used, let's see, let's bring that screenshot up. Well, just for the sake of argument, that it was because of this build limit. You're saying, wildcard, that people shouldn't build literally right next to the build limit like that. I'm not allowed to place a pillar there because the build limit is nearby. You're saying that people have to go way out away from it, even though all of this that you're seeing now was away from the build limit. You're saying that we should know how far away we need to build before it's close to the build limit for us not to get wiped like this. Well, I want to say wiped, slapped. My base didn't get, you guys didn't wipe my base, you slapped it. None of this out in the water, as you saw earlier, it turned green as soon as I hit the bottom of the ramp. None of this is near that. But for some reason, because I was attached to it, help me out here. Everything that got demolished, that you guys got rid of because of the reason, quote, under the limits, was under the limit. Everything that you see that is gone now, that you can see in this video, here at the top right, I can rebuild all this within X amount of time. But I mean, the fact that it got slapped even though it was under the limit, now that you guys know how the build limit works, it was the parts in this base, as you can see, that we're finished, we're nowhere near the build limit. So how was I supposed to know that the parts that got demolished were underneath the build limit if it was nowhere near the build limit? I don't get that. I feel like the fact that the base got slapped in the places it did was because the server was lagging, but I feel like the excuse of saying that it was that I needed to stay underneath the limit, I feel like that was a bullcrap response, because they themselves can't figure out why the base was lagging. I know if it was because of the build limit, you would think they'd wipe the base until it went underneath the build limit, because I'm still over the build limit even though after all this hit I'm 18k out of 15,750. So saying I need to stay underneath the limit makes no sense still, even if that was the fact. What the heck, wildcard? Again, like everything that was removed that you guys see in this video, I can literally build there again. There's no holes in the actual build limit. Around it, there's holes, which makes no lick of sense whatsoever. So, long story short, guys, wildcard pretty much said, don't build big. Even though you're not in the limit, if it's a big building, risk it getting slapped like mine has. There's no guide saying, hey, you're building too big, even though you're building outside of the build limit, because if you were building in the limit, it wouldn't let you. So wildcard pretty much said no one can build big, pretty much. If you build big enough, good luck to you. This might happen to you. I still kind of find it pretty pathetic how ARK servers can't handle one base.